What's going on? My name is Janelle with Move with Janelle, and today we are going to break down a plank. Now, a plank is one of the best exercises you could do for core stability, to prevent injury, to become leaner, to become faster, become stronger. But a lot of times I am seeing a plank done incorrectly. And I don't know if I want to blame this on like the Guinness World Records, because we want to somehow go into a challenge of how long you can hold a plank. And so then we start to compensate and we start to make it a little bit easier. So I don't want you guys to do that, because I want you guys to get the best bang for your buck into your plank. So we're gonna break it down and kind of see where maybe you can do some tweaks to better your performance the next time you have a plank in your workout. So the way I like to teach a plank, and this is actually how I was taught after college, because I was never taught about this before. So whenever I started getting into the fitness industry and learning from mentors, I was taught how to do a plank, and now I teach this to my students because it's one of the best ways. You're starting on your stomach. I always like to teach it from the floor. So starting from the floor and then coming up. Now, if we were to do an elbow plank, I always cue elbows right underneath your shoulders, fists in line with your eyes. You're gonna dig your toes into the ground. Squeeze your quads so your thighs lift off the ground. Squeeze your butt as tight as you can, like you had $1,000,000 in there. Squeeze your butt, get your abs ready, and start to press the ground away and lift into your plank. And almost like you're rounding your back, like you're pressing it to the ceiling, but your abs are still engaged. My abs are shaking right now. I'm going through that checklist, relaxing my shoulders, and squeezing my quads, and squeezing my glutes. My abs are crunched. So if someone was to come punch me right now, I would be fine, I would be good. And relax. I like to do about, 6 sets of 10 seconds, holding it as hard as you can, and then letting those knees drop down and getting back up. Now, onto the bad. What I see a lot of times is, and it's not wrong, you're just not getting the most that you could out of it. I see a lot of times people get into their plank, and they just hold. And it's like they could hold this all day, right? Their glutes are not engaged, so they're not getting that strong core. They're not engaging their core, right? So it's just kind of there, and you're just hanging on. And what happens is a lot of that pressure goes to your shoulders because you're just hanging on. Another thing that I see, and a lot of times unless you have a coach or unless you film yourself doing this, you're not able to notice this. But what I see a lot is when people lift, they lift here, right? And so their back is completely arched. You have to think about, and I like to teach it this way, you have to think about, if your back is completely arched here, I wanna hide my ribs. I wanna pull them in, so that way I have a straight line and I'm not arched, putting my booty out. And if you start to think about your plank like that, you will feel so much stronger in every single move. Because remember, every movement that we do, we're just a moving plank, right? Our abs are engaged, our glutes are tight, we're tucked underneath, so we're not sticking that pelvis out, so we're not putting pressure to that low back, right? So you'll start to think about that in every single movement that you do. A squat, same deal. Pulling those ribs down, abs are engaged. So I want you to think about the next time that you have a plank into your workout class, think about those cues, squeezing those quads, squeezing those glutes, making it tight, holding and squeezing as hard as you can. And I guarantee that plank will feel a little bit different next time. All right, until next time.